Hey y'all. Okay, I want to show y'all this, alright? I'm just seeing this. This article was actually published October 23rd, okay? I do not like reporting quote unquote old news, okay? But this is new news to me because I have not heard of this. And anybody that's been following me knows that I've been speaking on a lot of these on the funeral homes in Detroit that where they have found all these old remains, especially a lot of old fetal remains, okay? And I'm talking about Cantrell Funeral Home and Perry Funeral Home. But here is another one, okay? And like I said, it was published on October 23rd, okay? It says, decades-old fetal remains discovered in Michigan funeral home, third time in weeks. Okay, so this was the third one after Cantrell and then Perry, and then this one right here, they discovered 50-year-old fetal remains. So that's why I wanted to show y'all this. I mean, this is worth talking about because it's worth knowing what's going on. And a lot of people are very unaware of all of the sick stuff that's going on in these funeral homes. I just don't get it. Okay, it says the remains of two fetuses have been left, they had been left in a box for decades, were reportedly found in a Michigan funeral home. The third grisly discovery of unborn baby remains uncovered in the state's funeral homes in recent weeks. The remains of the fetuses were located Monday in a closet at the former Mowen Funeral Home in Owasso, about 90 miles northwest of Detroit. People said the remains were placed in a casket inside a wooden box with markings indicating that it was more than 50 years old. A preliminary investigation by Dr. Patrick Hansma, a forensic pathologist and deputy medical examiner for Shiawassee County, indicated the gestational age of both fetuses to be viable, with an estimated age of 20 weeks. The identity of the fetuses is unknown at the time. An asbestos removal crew discovered the remains inside the former funeral home, which has been closed and vacant for more than 2 years. Monday's incident comes weeks after fetuses were uncovered in two Detroit funeral homes. On Friday, authorities removed 63 fetuses, 36 found in boxes and 27 others in freezers, from Perry Funeral Home. Detroit Police Chief James Craig said he was stunned by the discovery.
Gruesome discovery in Michigan. This time, a pair of fetal
Detroit Police Chief James Craig said he was stunned by the discovery, made after a man had sued the funeral home over its handling of the remains of infants and fetuses. An attorney for Perry Funeral Home said the fetuses, some dating back to 2015, were sent from hospital staff who said they were unclaimed by the parents. The lawsuit, filed in July, alleges the Perry Funeral Home stored the remains of stillborn and live birth babies in the Wayne State University School of Mortuary Science morgue for up to 3 years without trying to notify parents, some of whom wanted to donate the bodies for medical research. It also alleges the funeral home may have fraudulently billed Medicaid, as well as the Detroit Medical Center for burials it never performed. The man who filed the lawsuit against Perry Funeral Home urged his lawyer to call police after watching media coverage on 10 fetuses and a stillborn infant found hidden in the ceiling of the shuttered Cantrell Funeral Home on October 12th. That funeral home was closed in April after state officials found the business had multiple violations, including storing embalmed bodies in an unrefrigerated garage for months.
When you get tens or hundreds,
I mean, I just don't really see, I understand, okay, to a certain extent, okay, because like I said, I've done multiple, videos on funeral homes that have had bodies there for a long time, okay, and one of the funeral homes who had some bodies in it, and I did this video probably 8 or 9 months ago, I'm not really sure. I can't remember exactly what the name of the funeral home was, But they said that they have to keep the bodies when they're unclaimed. Like, they have to keep them, okay? And I understand that. But the thing is, myself, I can only speak for myself. If I owned a funeral home and someone doesn't come to claim a body, after a while, I need to contact the authorities or someone who can help me get that body out of there. You know, whether it's fetal remains or, you know, or a full person, you know, an adult body or whatever the case is. The point is, why hold on to it? What is the purpose? What would be the legal explanation of holding on to these remains? For 50 years, you never contacted anybody to say anything. Hey, you know, I have some remains sitting here and no one's claiming them. What do I need to do? Can we help find out who these, you know, babies belong to or something? Notify someone. And they haven't notified anyone. That's how you know they're doing something illegal. Okay? That's how I look at it. You know, if someone isn't doing anything illegal, why aren't they contacting someone to try to find out if these remains are going to be picked up? So here, we're going to watch this video real quick. Okay, I don't know why it's not. Okay, let's see if it's going to play now.
Another gruesome discovery in Michigan. This time, a pair of fetal remains found hidden inside a former funeral home. For demolition when they happened upon the skeletal remains of two fetuses inside the closet of one of the apartments in the building.
And inside the crate that was opened up by the contractor was a smaller coffin that was used for fetuses back in 40, 50 years ago.
Officials believe the remains are at least that old, maybe older, possibly from sometime in the 1950s.
I'm also guessing that it was a set of twins.
Rick Mullen's family used to run the business, and they say they have no idea how the crate and its contents got there.
The funeral director, while he or she may be in possession of remains, doesn't necessarily have authority to bury or cremate.
Lack of approval in the state of Michigan may be one reason the deceased are left untended to. This is not the first discovery of this kind in the state. Last week, Detroit police unearthed the bodies of 63 fetuses and infants. And earlier this month, in another former funeral home in the Motor City, the remains of 11 were found hidden in the ceiling.
When you get tens or hundreds, that's not a mistake. There's something going on.
The Mullen Funeral Home has been closed for 2 years. While officials don't know the exact age of the remains, a medical examiner estimates both were born around 20 weeks gestation. In Los Angeles, Robert Gray, Fox News.
Okay, I was very pleased to hear that man actually, admit that and say that. When it becomes tens of hundreds, that's not a mistake. There's something going on. There's definitely something going on. There's something strange going on, okay? Something sick. The thing is, like I said, I know that, their hands are tied when someone doesn't come and pick up a body or when they don't claim the body and they're just stuck with it because by law, like the other gentleman said, they cannot they don't have the authority to make the decision to bury the child or bury the body or cremate it. They can't do that without family or someone coming to claim the body and saying what they need to do with it. Okay? But that's when they should have had someone else step in to figure out what to do. Not hold on to the twins for over 50 years or whatever and just toss them around in a closet. I mean, that is sick. And it is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. A very disrespectful way to handle a deceased body. And the thing is, that's what the funeral homes are doing. You know, it's sick. It's sick. And see, and like the other, like I did a video not long ago on a funeral home that was using cat litter and just basically garbage, okay? Like pieces of trash off the ground, cat litter, all of this was mixed in, and thrown in an urn, to be given to people as their loved ones' ashes. But they weren't cremating the bodies like they were supposed to. They were doing other illegal acts with the bodies, and a lot of them were just sitting there decaying, decomposing. And it's just sick what these people are doing. And it makes me wonder how many funeral homes around me are doing things like this. You never know. You never know. It's not just in Detroit. It's all over. All over. It's sick. I mean, all you literally have to Google is funeral home under investigation, and oh my God, the results that come up are unreal. I mean, I found some around me years ago that had issues with the bodies and not cremating them or whatever the case is. Down in Fort Lauderdale about 15, 16 years ago. Might have even been just a little bit longer, but somewhere around that time, there was a funeral home down there that was doing the same thing, giving cat litter instead of ashes. So it's everywhere. We've got to be careful with the decisions that we're making with our loved ones, because we really cannot trust these funeral homes, and you can't rely on them to do what we ask them to do. So if anyone has someone that has passed away, if you have a loved one that passes away, I highly suggest that you make sure that that body is being buried or cremated. I know it's hard to make sure that the body has been cremated, but I know a lot of people say, oh, well, why would I need to go do DNA? Look, you know what? If you were to get a DNA test on something like that, that will tell you. And there's ways to do DNA. You could do a hair. DNA can come from a lot of different things. I'm just saying, it's sad that we even have to get to that point where we have to check to make sure that the ashes that they gave us are really ashes or are even our loved ones. But that's what it's getting to. It's getting to the point where we have to grieve the fact that we've lost a loved one, and we have to go and make sure that the proper things are being done with their bodies. So I wanted to show y'all this. I don't know if a lot of y'all have seen that, but I wanted to show y'all that. These are things that are going on all over, all the time, everywhere. But it is really hitting Detroit. They're catching these funeral homes back to back in Detroit, not even really Detroit, but just Michigan, okay? Because that other one was like 90 minutes or 90 miles or whatever from Detroit. So I wanted to show y'all that. Thank y'all for listening, and if y'all would like to send me anything, you can do so on my email, or you can add me on Facebook and send whatever you'd like through there. If y'all have not subscribed to my other channel, please click on the link down below and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Till the next time I talk to y'all, have a wonderful night, and I love y'all.